Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. How are you today? So, I like to give a short little speech. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. So, I try to describe the picture to you the best way I can. I hated charades when I was a kid. Now look at me. They never waste a message. There's always a reason for whatever they say or show. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll remember it later, see it later. Somebody else will say, "Oh, I know what he's talking about." And this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. So sometimes you got to think outside the box a little bit. They won't give me all the details because they're none of my business. They'll give me enough so you know what they're talking about. And they just, it's their show. I let them do and say whatever they feel like they need to. They know best. So we're going to talk to Hank today. Uh-oh. Now he's singing a song. Hang on. Let me check on it. Okay. So he's singing the song Should I Stay or Should I Go? And when I asked Alexa, good grief, can't even spell this morning. She played a remastered version by The Clash. So I don't think there's any difference. It's not the original song, but the words should be the same. Go to YouTube or whatever, play that song, or get her to play it for you. And check out the words in it. There's a reason. There's always a reason, no matter what they show. There's a reason. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to show me. Hang on. Okay. I don't know if he means this literally. I don't know if you have been physically restrained. He's showing you sitting in a chair. It's kind of like looking at a movie. And you got your hands behind the back of the chair and they're tied. There's like a neckerchief. Now it's being now it's being tied into your mouth to shut you up. First, I thought he's going to put it on your eyes. So I don't know if you just feel like he's showing that you feel like a prisoner, that you can't speak, you can't. You don't see the whole thing. You're I don't know that he means physically. I don't know if this has happened to you physically. Or if he's just saying this is how you feel, like a prisoner, like you're held hostage. Because this is more like a hostage situation like you would see in a movie. And it's when they get close, my head itches, sorry. And it's like you're shaking your head, like when they try to put it in your mouth, which of course you would if it was real. But it's like, no, you're not going to shut me up. You're not going to gag me. You're not going to shut me up. And you're fighting it and fighting it. Then he shows you rolling out of the chair and laying down on the floor, kind of in the fetal position, but your hands are still bound behind your back. And he's showing you saying, I give, I just give up. Then he shows you jumping up off the floor. Your hands are not bound, your hands are out. He's telling you to grab your balls. Grab your balls. Your life is worth living. What is missing in your life? And then he's showing a field a huge field of nothing but wildflowers, and you're like you could have flower little halo headband around your head. You look like a flower child, and you're just but you're going away. You're going away, not coming towards me. You're going away, and you're just free and beautiful and light and happy, and you're just bouncing through this field and like la 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 la, and this is the way you want to feel. This is the way you're supposed to feel, not like you're feeling now. Now he's showing, I don't know if he's using like metaphors for this or what, because I'm sure a big wolf is not going to come out and eat you if you go walking. But you're out there, and here comes this big ass dark wolf, and he's coming towards you to put the fear back in you, to scare you, to not allow you to feel that free and happy. And he says, wolf in sheep's clothing. He says, so at what point are you going to say, I want to feel like that, and I don't want that wolf anymore? He says, terrorizing you. This wolf is terrorizing you. So these emotions are very, very strong. And he said he's sad about it. He doesn't want it to be this way, but he knows that it should be this way. Okay. So he wants me to explain everybody that comes in contact with you in this life is here for either you to learn something from them or them to learn something from the other way around. That we are all teachers and students of each other. So what are you learning from this lesson? What are you learning from this relationship? And it's time, he said, it's time for you to go learn another lesson. It's time for you to learn something else. This lesson needs to be done before it causes you to be done. If that makes any sense. That's the way he said it. And sometimes you have to be pushed out the door, because it's time for the next step on your path. It's time for the next step on your path. And it's just like I tell people, they'll go out and they'll find this perfect job because they got fired from the other job that was a dead-end job that was not doing their soul any good, that it was not where they needed to be or the people they needed to meet. So they get fired and they go, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then they go find the perfect job. But they wouldn't have found it if that hadn't ended. He says he's showing sunshine out there. He says you're never going to find that sunshine if you don't turn around and look. He says he will help you. He's not learning his lessons. He's not paying attention to what he's not paying attention to what he should be learning from you. And I'm not talking about Hank. I'm talking about this other man. He's not learning the things. He's not looking. He's not willing to accept or give in or see that there needs to be a change. Hank says it's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen that way. You need to take what you've learned, use it to find this field of flowers. He says, stop kicking yourself in the ass. Stop beating yourself up. Okay, so he's going to let you know he's around. He's going to let you know that this was him. You'll hear a bell ringing. You'll hear a little bell ringing every so often. And I always tell people, we don't always just hear with these ears. We also have ears up here. I call them telepathic ears. He says you're going to start hearing bells ringing everywhere. So you could be outside, you can be in your car, it can be in a song, it can be in a movie, it can be in the store as you're walking through. Doesn't matter where you hear it. Or it could be the tinkling of something that just sounds like a bell. It doesn't have to be a real bell, but it probably will be. He's talking about you putting like one of those little bitty jingle bells on your key ring to remind you. And to remind you that every time you hear now if you do put one on your key ring and you're driving along and the little bell's tinkling, that doesn't count because you've got the bell. But these other bells you'll hear other places. But the bell on your key ring will remind you to look, visualize that field of flowers and that sun shining. And how the wolf did not get to you. He was coming towards you, but he did not get to you. And how free you felt, how beautiful and flowing. And he says that's the picture you need to start visualizing. Because that's the way you want to feel. And Hank says you can. He said it's entirely possible, but you have free will choice. They can tell you all the good stuff they want to. They can bring the richest, most gorgeous man in the world to you, and you can go, nah, I don't want him, because you have free will choice to do that, and there's nothing any of them can do about it except sit there and go, why is she doing that? They do that all the time to me. Rhonda, why are you doing that? Hank says take them and run. So I don't know if you have kids or what he's talking about, because I don't look at anybody's Facebook page, or anything before I do these. He says take them and run. It's time for you. You've got to build you. He's showing a scene like you're in the kitchen and there's a male in there with you and you are absolutely, totally terrified and backed up against the cabinet. He says, so what's in this picture that you want? Why? Why would you want it? He said he's praying for you. We see things totally differently once we get up there. And you look back down here and you go, wow, that house didn't mean shit. That couch didn't mean shit. That new car didn't mean shit. Love is the highest vibration that there is. So all those physical things don't mean shit. It's I don't know how to explain it, darn it. I'm at a loss for words, sorry. And he's not helping right this second. Well, he says it's how you make somebody feel. Thank you. It's how you uplift somebody else and how you make them feel. that how you want to feel? Is that helping everybody else's vibration and help teaching them how to love? Okay, he's showing me a piece of candy. It may not be the exact candy, but he's showing me like one of those, what are they called? Werther's Originals. I think they're like caramels or butterscotch or whatever the heck they are. I haven't eaten one in forever. But they're in kind of a gold wrapper and they have the twist. They kind of twist on the end, each little package, each individual one. Where are we going with this? You're going to start finding candy. It may not be that exact candy. He might just be showing me that because I know what that is. You're going to start finding pieces of candy and candy wrappers in weird places. And just like one time, I walked through my dining room like 10 times, and all of a sudden, there was an empty candy wrapper laying on the floor. And when I turned it over, it had love written on it. So it'll be something like that. You might be walking down the sidewalk and there'll be a little candy wrapper laying there. Know that that's a sign from him. And when you get those and the bells, make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, tell him thank you for helping you. And I promise you 1,000% he can hear you and he can see you. He knows what's going on. They are not allowed to actually step in and intervene. They can nudge people, you know, like, hey, hey, and you get this feeling like maybe you should be doing something else, or maybe you should turn your head this way, and there'll be something there you need to see, like there may be a piece of candy sitting on a shelf when you walk through the store and you just felt like your head had to turn that way. Or they can nudge people to come into your path. Like, it's time, and I don't know exactly how it works, but it does work. So whatever Hank was good at, whether it was being lighthearted in the laughter, whether it was being a protector, whether it was being a go-between, whatever he was good at, ask him for that kind of help now. And you would be surprised some of the things. You could just suddenly get a phone call from somebody. It's just the way it works. But asking, and then you have to be willing to allow it. But you still have the free will choice to go, nope, don't want it. I don't know what he's showing me. It's like he's showing me like material. He says calico. I see white material with black blotches on it. That always makes me think one of my signs from my guide Bob is black and white cows. So whenever I see anything like that, it's a sign from my Bob. So I don't know what, just looks like a piece of material. And I thought he was going to say calico dress, and then I didn't hear the dress. But now I'm just seeing a piece of white material with black blotches, like a cow print. I don't know where we're going with that. Anything they throw out, there's always a reason. Lemonade. I don't know why he mentioned lemonade. Did he like lemonade? Do you like lemonade? Did you just make lemonade? Okay, he showed you, and it's like you spun around, looking behind you. He said, watch your back. Be prepared, get ready. Not with fear, with confidence. He wants you to say, I've got this shit. I've got this shit. He wants you to have that attitude, not fear. He says he will be one of your guides. He will help you if you allow him to, if you ask him to. I don't know why he's shown he's shown himself. Oh crap. Was it, do I want to say Confederate soldiers? I don't want to put a label like that on it, but you know what I mean? Way, way back in the day when they marched and they had he has a uniform on, like way, way back in the day, before my time. That was a long time ago. And he has a drum. The drums that they used to strap on him and they used to march with him. And I don't know why he's showing himself this way. He's showing himself tall and slim and with this uniform on and this drum as he's walking along. Very straight. They don't always explain everything they show me. Again, he says, grab your balls. It's time. Okay, so I don't know if you have young ones or not. He's showing a small boy, young boy, and don't make me guess ages. 7-ish, just kind of in that category. Dark hair, dark straight hair, just, and he's standing there with his hand on top of this boy's head. And then the boy looks up at him, so the boy knows he's there. And small children and animals, at least dogs and cats, they see him, they hear him. It's no big deal because they've seen him since birth. So the boy is looking up at him, so the boy knows that he's there. So watch the boy, listen to what he says. He's calling him grandpa, but it could feel like a grandpa type relationship. It doesn't have to be a blood grandpa. And I hate to stretch it out that far, but sometimes it works that way. And so listen to what the boy's saying. And he may already be, I think he's already old enough that he's realized that he probably shouldn't be saying the things that he's saying about seeing him, knowing that he's there. Usually when they get to be like 9 or 10, then they go, ooh, society's going to call me nuts. I need to shut this down, shut it up. So Hank says he's there to keep watch on the boy, to keep an eye out, to be a guardian for him, to be a guard for him, to keep him safe. And to teach him a little fun. He says they play hide and go seek together. Well, Hank can hide a whole lot easier. So if you see this boy playing hide and seek by himself, he's not playing by himself. I always tell people don't push him, don't pump him full of questions. Just sit back and watch and listen. Let it come naturally. There's a lot of kids doing it. And we all had our even I had imaginary friends. He's mentioning lettuce. Lettuce? Like eating lettuce? I'm like salad? I don't know. He just said lettuce. He showed me a head of lettuce, so it's not like let us do something. He says, think of you. Think of you and only you, and the others will follow. Think of you. Watch for opportunities. He doesn't say what kind of opportunities. The others will follow. Now he's showing me like the Pied Piper. Everybody's going to follow, like the rats followed the Pied Piper. Be you. Not somebody else's version of you. Be you. And he's showing you like digging down inside of you, like really just digging in there, like digging down deep and finding the you, not the one somebody else is trying to make up. Okay. He says he loves you. He admires you. He says you do have a little bit of the spunk that he had. He's talking about fun, silly, laughing spunk. And he's showing that digging again. Dig for that, find that, pull it out. Because you feel very heavy right now, and you shouldn't. So get that bell. Get that bell. Literally visualize you being in that field of flowers and safe and free. You know, and he says, cut out something out of a magazine. Does anybody even get magazines anymore? Cut out a picture of a field of flowers and put it on your fridge. Tape it on your refrigerator. Nobody has to even know what it's about. I was going to say people were making vision boards for a while, but he thought that would be a good idea. He says, okay. He says, most of all, love yourself. Love yourself first. He wants you to know that he's there waiting and willing to help you with any of this, and to love yourself especially. Be you. Now, I don't usually do this. I don't know why I'm doing this, but anything that I get during a reading, it's not my wedding ring. My wedding ring's on this hand. So I don't know why I feel like slipping this ring off, and then putting it back on, slipping it off. Maybe because I can't get the other one off. Fat fingers. But yeah, this is not a nervous habit of mine, so I don't know why I started doing that. But it means something. Okay, my dear. So talk to him. Talk to him and ask him for help. I promise you'll get some kind of a sign. It may not happen that quick, but you'll get some kind of a sign, or like I said, a phone call, or somebody will step into you, or somebody will offer you a job that'll introduce you to new people, or there's something that he can do, help nudge people. So talk to him. He's willing to help. All right, my dear. He's leaving. With that, much love to you. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you.